and it probably has to happen quickly. And one way players look to expand their game, adding counter moves to keep defenders off balance. Greg, what was something you added that really gave defenders pause?
You know, the snatch back pull-up, you know, using your speed to kind of get the defender going downhill, and then you slam on the brakes and just create that separation to then go into attack mode.
In at the forwards, Ingram and Barnes. The guard spots filled by Quickly and Barrett. And it's Deng in at the 5 spot. That's the groove starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Well, John Collins grew up playing soccer goaltender. He said, quote, "I've always had good hands, but goaltending helped my reaction time, being able to track the ball at fast speeds. It's an important thing for guards to trust the big fella that you can catch and finish." Back to you, Kevin.
Terrific report. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. Here's Leonard. Raptors knocking down the tray. And it's Leonard again missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
There at the pass to Barnes. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And stolen by Leonard. Pass to Lopez. And here is Garland. Back to Lopez. Kicks it out to Leonard. Takes a 3. Leonard, so dangerous from deep.
That's his first from distance this half, which gives him 3 for the night.
Quickly the pass to Deng. Barnes screen on Lopez. Here's Deng. Yep, that one goes in there. Deng's got 32 points.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
Here's Mathurin. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. And that one, good.
Fearless move by Garland inside, going for the high percentage shot.
Ingram outside. Just 5 on the clock. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Deng. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Deng's got 34 points. That's good from Collins on the assist from Mathurin. Mathurin's got 4 assists now tonight. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, it seems like the entire Western Conference looked to bolster their front court last offseason, and the Clippers were no different. Between trading for John Collins and signing Brook Lopez, they have substantially fortified their front line with size and skill.
A veteran-heavy roster. Thank you for the update, Shams. And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Shaping up, guys. Well, let's take a moment here and check it out now that the mid-season grind is well underway. You take a look at the Clippers. They're 6th right now in the conference with lots of time to make a move.
And you know, for Los Angeles,
This hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, this is kind of where we expected them to be. They're a very good team, maybe even great, but they are still one level below the very top.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Deng against Lopez. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Guys, the D hasn't had an answer for the three-point shooting, which is why they continue to just fire away from deep.
Well, they have really taken advantage of the mid-range area of the floor. It's been open for them all night.
That's good from Deng. So, Tim, you ended your NBA career a little bit early because of knee problems, and at 34, you made the transition to broadcasting and have excelled so much. What has that journey been like?
Well, certainly, Kevin, I wish I could have played another handful of years, but you're right. The knee injury forced me into this line of work, and I'm blessed and grateful because I can stay connected to the game. I get to watch it every night with a front row seat, and hopefully I get to make people a little bit smarter about what they're watching.
Oh, you do, believe me. You definitely do. Here's Barnes after the Clippers pick up 2. And the dunk by Barnes.
And Barnes got off the floor quickly, no doubt about that one.
Garland, the pass to Leonard. Back to Garland. Over quickly. Garland with the bucket.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
And that confidence has carried over to tonight. He is playing great basketball.
Now here's Deng. 37 points for him. Clock at 6. Barrett against Lopez. They get it back. Deng slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Collins.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
And he showed you great timing as well. Offensive rebounding, one of his specialties.
Well, going into a promising draft like this past summer, Greg, are losing teams trying to secure that lottery ticket to the stars?
Well, you look at the last, 4.5 decades worth of champions. Only 5 of those teams were led by a player taken outside the top 7 in the draft. So you can see why teams are trying to draft so high.
Toronto leading by 17. Outside, Barrett. Collins against Barnes. Deng dishes to Barnes. And he banks in the layup. Barnes has got 6 points in the quarter.
That's exactly where Barnes wants to operate. He will attack you inside.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Making a change here. Shed's checked in. Jackson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Jones comes in for Collins. Now here's Jones. He's got 6. Jones sets the pick for Matherin. Takes the 3. And it's Ingram with the rebound.
And they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And that one's good, Barnes.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
Offensive rebound. Jones, no one around him. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jones has got 9.
Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
Quickly the bounce pass. Shoots. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. He's got 10.
And known for the jump shot, Ingram needs to keep firing away with confidence from that spot.
Jackson finds Garland. Plays it up and banks it in. Garland's got 8 here in the quarter.
It continues to make plays offensively, having a very efficient quarter.
Back to Deng. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Yeah, not only does he create the space he needs, but then he attacks downhill.
Now here's Jackson. He has 6. Shot clock at 5. Kicks it out to Jones. No good on the triple. Raptors leading by 20. Quickly with it. He's got 10. Ingram outside. Deng against Leonard. Deng with the bucket.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
There's Garland. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
And, GA, you think about high skill level offensive players. Darius Garland near the very top of that list.
Well, the son of an NBA point guard in Winston Garland, Darius has been preparing for this level his entire life. And his offensive package is as polished as anyone.
And here is Los Angeles now. Raptors knocking down the tray. 2 points. That one goes.
Oh, he's not the reason they're down right now. He has played smart, efficient basketball.
Barnes outside. Ingram must screen on Jones. And here's Barnes for 3. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Well, unless the defense adjusts, I don't see any change here. He has flat out taken over this game with his scoring.
Now here's Jones. He's got 9. Garland with the bucket.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. So it's both teams making substitutions here. With a break in the action, let's take a peek at the top rebounding teams in the NBA this season. The Raptors in second.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Pass to Deng. Here's Murray Boyle. Back to Deng. And he lays it straight in. Deng's got 49 points in the game.
Well, he has dictated the tempo this entire quarter, getting basically whatever he wants offensively.
A stupendous finish in traffic. Toronto leading by 21. Pass to Deng. Toronto working the ball around now. To the paint. And yet another basket that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
Dunn kicks to Beal. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Well, oftentimes illegal screens fall into a gray area, but that time he got called for it.
R.J. Barrett's checked in for the Raptors. Left side, Deng. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That is his first foul of the game.
13 fouls.
.32 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Deng, and there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Here's Beal. Nothing on the board. Six to shoot. The shot no good, a bit short. And so it's Toronto holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll return shortly. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Well, the vision, the placement of the pass, and then the timing. You just can't do it any better.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. So with Leonard on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. They've got Derek Jones. Darius Garland is out there with Dunn. And there's Bradley Beal. And it's Jackson in at the center. And here is Los Angeles now after the Raptors pick up two. There's Beal with the three. Done against quickly. Murray Boyle with the bucket.
And they trust quickly more and more to make good decisions with the ball in his hands. Right there, that's an excellent find.
Beal, the pass to Jackson. To the middle. And Jackson throws it down hard.
What a pass right there. Coaches love seeing guys making it easy for their teammates.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Quickly the pass to Pirtle. Good. Pirtle's got his first 2 points of the night.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Pass to Garland. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Walter. Now Barrett. Now quickly. Raptors need to get a shot off. Stolen by Jackson. Dunn kicks to Jones. To the inside. And there's Garland. That's good on the assist by Jones. Garland's got 15 points here in the second half. And here's Barrett. So, Tim, when you played, you were one of the league's best sharpshooters. Did you ever look around and pick things up off of other guys you watch shoot the ball well?
No question. In fact, I learned a lot about how to move off the ball by watching other guys as I made my way through college and eventually became a pro. And even when I was in the league, I would study other players to pick up things on their footwork and how to get my release a little bit quicker.
Give me one player that you really studied hard.
Well, there's no question Del Curry was a guy I watched because he needed very little time to get that shot off coming off of his screen. And unfortunately, several times I got there late against him and learned my lesson.
Here's Dunn. The Raptors getting the bucket. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. He was all alone on that one. Garland's got 29.
That's 5 threes for him tonight and his third of the half.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Barrett against Dunn. Barrett the pass to Purtle. And shot on the way. Rebound by the Clippers.
And they're winning this game despite his difficulties at the offensive end.
Dunn fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And they seem to have found something out there. I like the confidence they're playing with.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Isaiah Jackson. And it's Leonard in for Beal. You know, Tim, you hear some players now feeling they're being unfairly criticized. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I do believe it can get personal at times, but listen, if you are in this league, I think it helps to have thick skin because you are going to be criticized from time to time.
But players do pay attention, don't they? They know what's being said and written.
They pay a lot more attention than they let on, Kevin, believe me. And if they're not listening, somebody in their inner circle is, I promise you that.
Now, here's Barrett. And it's Deng at the elbow. Another bucket! Wow!
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Pass to Jones. Now Garland. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. Shoots over Ingram. Leonard no luck. And so it's Deng bringing it up for the Raptors. And the dunk by Barnes.
And a big dunk there from a springy Barnes. He gets up fast there for the hammer.
Now here's Garland. Off target with his three. Outside Deng. Pass to Barrett. And here is Barnes, guarded by Garland. The Clippers grab the miss. Out left to the wing. Dunn looking over the floor. Batum sets a screen for Garland. With the drive. High shot from 10 feet out. Garland's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Well, he is doing everything he can offensively in this quarter, but unfortunately, it's a team game, and he can't win this alone.
Now, here's Barrett. Over Dunn. Barrett, no good.
Well, that's a shot he should make a majority of the time.
Outside Leonard. Batum dishes to Garland. And Barnes sends it back.
Well, Barnes is a point forward with a wingspan of 7 feet 3 inches, so he is always a threat to send it back in your face.
Raptors leading by 22. From the top of the key, and another one.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Pass to Leonard from outside the arc. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got assist number 5 here tonight.
It's been a modest night scoring so far. Maybe that shot will encourage him to get some more looks.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He knows every possession is critical now. Let's take a look now as we give our nod to our player of the game.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. And the Raptors with the ball. There it finds Ingram. Deng with the screen for Ingram. Popped up there for Deng. Lopez with the steal. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. Rejected by Ingram.
Man, look at Ingram that time, using full extent of that length to get a hand on it.
The shot's good from quickly.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he can taste a win right now. He's just trying to close it out.
Now, here's Garland. The kick out to Lopez. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Leonard missing.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
Barnes with it. He's guarded by Collins. And the dunk by Barnes.
Barnes has just taken control tonight offensively. He has lit up that scoreboard.
Outside Mathurin. Now here's Lopez. Outside Garland. Drills it from outside. Garland's got 13 points now in the quarter.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Now here's Deng. Pass to Barnes for 3. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Well, whatever his coach said to him at halftime, he heard it.
Outside Collins. Back to Garland. Lopez a screen on quickly. The 3 from Garland.
And this is what dominating the glass looks like. He just cannot be contained.
He just wants the ball more than anybody else on the floor, and it's ending up in his hands as a result.
Garland with it. And with the most recent collective bargaining agreement, Tim, teams have felt the pinch of those new luxury tax and apron penalties.
Yeah, and the goal of those being put in place was to have more top-tier talent equally spread out around the league. And as you've seen, there's been some tough decisions already. Some teams have had to trade away some of their stars just to make the math work.
And sometimes it's hard to make that math work. There's so many moving parts.
And as a result, it's more important to be able to structure out your supporting cast than ever before.
And Darius Garland picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Walter, he's checked in for the Raptors.
Number 14, Jacoby Walter.
Pass to Shed. Deng, a screen on Garland. Shed from outside off the mark. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Takes the 13-footer. And it's Murray Boyles with the rebound. Murray Boyles has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignites.
And good, and he hits it again.
A 60-piece. Goodness. And it's not his first of the season.
Well, he is tied for the 4th most 60-point games during a single season. Just incredible. Sinks that one from the post.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
And this run should seal this win. What a timely burst.
Collins setting the bid for Leonard. Shoots over Dick. Here's Collins. Takes it off the glass.
Becoming a true force on the offensive glass. Love how hard Collins goes after those second chance opportunities.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Outside Deng. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Brook Lopez.
Second team down. At the line for Toronto. Taking 2 shots.
First one falls for. Deng hits them both. Here's Garland. So Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. And now we present our player of the game.